Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a new video. Um, Today, we're gonna try to get back from our two losses from last time. Very two, well, one was very nice, the other was not so nice, but let's try to go back. We play against the Caro-Kann, we play our usual d4, e4 setup, and here we can go a plethora of ways. We can play knight c3, we can play knight d2, we can play f3, the fantasy variation. There's even queen d3, if I recall. Let's play this variation, knight c3. I'm feeling like I'm gonna um, play this for the long run. If you want to win short games, you should have played f3 instead of knight c3. And here we simply take the pawn, usually to play knight f3, and black then has to deal with a bad pawn structure, but they gain activity for it. But our opponent, to his credit, or not to his credit, plays bishop f5. Here we just drop back the knight to here. And I think we'll just play knight f3, just simply developing very simple stuff. And now after e6, um, hmm, let me think here. So I do remember a line with h4, h5, knight e5. If they drop back the bishop, then they drop back the bishop. Um, but preferably I have a bishop c4 and queen e2 in that variation. So let's say here, here, so bishop c4, knight d7, now a4, h4, now a6, here, and if they drop back, can we sack here? After takes, we still miss the queen. So let's just play bishop c4 first. I'm not sure, still, unfortunately, what the right responses are. I probably already misplayed it. Nevertheless, I don't really think what you're playing is wrong. Now we can also go here. Takes, and then he takes here, so that's quite annoying. So let's play the queen here first. Setting everything up. It's quite a slow approach, but we're also setting ourselves up to maybe castle queen side. Everything is quite slow. It's all good. Let's go here. He takes, potentially leading us to a closed bishop. No, he still has this square. So we just simply take here. Yeah, I do expect that move. Yeah, play this move, going for the bishop. And we've essentially already are out of theory, but we are still kind of playing for tricks, even though previously, as said, we are here for the long run. Now, this is a very thematical idea here, is to sack on f7. So after taking here, back, check, here, here, and essentially he's not really being comfortable in his position. There is also this check, So let's really calculate this line. After knight takes on f7, king takes on f7, we have queen takes on e6, and after obviously he cannot go back to f8. That would be mate on f7 with the queen. So he goes back to his original square, king e8. We give another check on f7. King has to go to d7. You can give another check on e7. King then could go to c7. Then we have bishop f4, we check. King b6. And we could continue the attack. We could also just take here. Or castle. I think it leads to positive, I don't say a mate, but I think it leads to positive ways of playing. Let's play it. And obviously you should actually kind of look for better moves every move, because here I made a mistake of not looking at bishop takes. It could be better, but now that we didn't do it, it is what it is. Let's take here. Let's give another check. Another check. All right. So this is as far as we calculated. Um, and now my idea was to go kept here, but actually it's defended. You can also go here now. And there's also, since, king is now kind of blocked in, there's also a nifty idea to go here and here, which would be very close to mate. Um, I don't see how he can stop that really. He can play knight here. Then we have c5. Queen here, same thing. If he takes, he takes. This pawn is essentially undefended for now. Are we gonna defend the pawn? That's really the question now. Because I kind of want to keep this for this. This is also undefended. We might need to castle. And what does he have there? Well, for example, he has this, but that would just walk into our ways. Yeah, I really think about long castling here. Could also just try to really clamp on our attack. But let's just play it simple and play long castles. Our king is essentially quite safe here, I think. I am a bit scared of g6, trying to go for something like this and maybe trapping our queen, but I see that then we can take the bishop, so maybe I'm not so scared of it. And we always have maybe some maneuvers related to this. But this d pawn is actually quite important, so decided to keep it. Knight there. Okay, good move. Essentially going for the bishop. And the bishop is essentially a piece that we want to keep, but if it takes, this is not really the way to go. I just know I want to keep the bishop. I want to keep this king away from that square. But what we also can do is play something like this, but the bishop is protecting this at the moment. It's actually quite annoying. Um, Targets. Well, the king is still target. This could be played. Yeah, it's not so easy. It's not so easy. Let's let's keep the tension and play bishop e5. I'm not so sure why, but it does seem like a valid move. Maybe it was the valid move even in this position. Overprotecting the pawn on d4, and we'll just try to keep and stay calm. We also made this alleyway for our queen now to go back into, which is quite nice. So we could play queen f3 now with the idea of queen here, and after a6 we slowly creep up onto position. And now even more so, I'm very tempted to play this. Let's just play it immediately. I don't see anything better. To essentially go here, and this is already very close to mate. King can only have two squares here. Hmm. So my idea is to actually go f4 here. Sorry, c4. c4 controls d squares, and now essentially only d squares are still available. But it does walk into this. Goes there. Okay. Potentially blocking like this when the time arrives. Alright, let's play c4. As I don't see any dangerous checks. c4, knight here, and then here. Seems quite decent. Okay, could go here. Takes, 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 and hmm. Actually, he's threatening the bishop here. That's quite annoying. I just saw. So let's take and just regain the pawn. I mean, threatening to go something like this, maybe. Now he goes there, protecting the square. Well, let's do this. Threaten the mates. That seems like a decent way of playing this. And I just totally missed his attack here, where, yeah. All right, it's time to give up. It's time to give up. I didn't understand rook c8. Should have tried to understand that first. That was horribly bad. I think here, I don't know. I think we went from a completely winning position to a not very winning position. Yeah, should have not have long castles. So our opening did work, but apparently the knight here we should just pounce on. And maybe this was the move. Engine doesn't agree because the idea was d5 and now you stop everything with knight d5. You could also have just grabbed the pawn. No. I'm just gonna ask for the engine for the answer. So here in this position, this was a inaccuracy. Takes, takes. You went here. You went back. Take, take. There's even casting with check, which I didn't check for. I went for this line, which really wasn't that obvious where the win was. Give this check. But now the king is essentially safe on b6, which I didn't realize. And indeed, you should just take the pawn here, indirectly defending the pawn on d4. And that would be a better continuation. Instead, we kind of sought for something that wasn't there. Here, I think the best move would be actually c3. Okay, there's knight b4, but it's hard to find, obviously. But it's also, yeah, like let's, for example, say he attacks my queen, a very natural move. Then things would already be a lot harder to play for him, I think. But okay. Yeah, we lost another game. Apparently, we cannot play chess. See you guys next time. Wait. There's one thing I want to figure out, which is, do I play this here? Because I know people play this here, here, and they do play something like this. Otherwise, you're ruining your pawn structure. Bishop c5, knight here. Can you take? That's what I'm wondering. Can you take here? I don't think so, because after takes, what do you have? Queen takes h5, e7, knight g5, bishop g5, knight f6, castles. Yeah, no, it didn't work. Did not work as I wanted it. So that's unfortunate. I just don't remember the line, and I just completely went bonkers with a pretty decent line, but too strictly into the ideas of that line, I guess. You gotta stay flexible. And yeah, maybe this would have been an even better variation, and the king has essentially nowhere to go. So yeah, we'll try to come back from this in the next video.